you mentioned that you had a Charlie horse, which I assume is a cramped muscle as a result of the job that were doing the other night, which reminded me of a situation I had with Crown, the job I had at Crown Casino. Now, I talked a little bit about that in one of my videos, and as often happens with the job itself was, or the people or the human beings involved in that job were a bit of a nightmare, but the things that went on around that job were actually quite interesting. The environment of it was excellent, even though there was a bit of travelling involved. It was an awesome place to work, right next to the casino, on the banks of the Yarra River, which is the major river that runs through our city. Every city that's been established for a couple of hundred years has a river running through the middle of it. Now this is called the Yarra, and beautiful green grassy banks along the side. So taking breaks or going for lunch was quite special, and being on your feet all day was a bit hard on various parts of your body, and my lower back's had a few injuries, sports injuries, etc. over the years. So one of my routines at lunchtime was to find a nice patch of grass and sit down, have my sandwiches or whatever, and to do a variety of stretches so that I could get through the second part of the day, which was all very well except for those days when it was raining. So when it was raining, I used to go into the casino and wander around and eat my sandwich and watch people playing poker or roulette or shoving coins into the machines or whatever, and just generally be dry and in an interesting place. Still needed to do those stretches, so what I used to do was, it's very hard to find a quiet spot in a casino, but off in one corner where the staircases were for the various levels, there was quite a nice quiet spot, nice lush carpet, all that kind of stuff. And so I'd sort of dive under these staircases and do a few stretches and then go back to work and start the afternoon for the day, the second part of the day. The only problem with that is that security in a casino is absolutely hyper. There's just security everywhere, not just cameras, but like people wandering around. And as you probably know, casinos generate some very strange behaviour. And so if anybody actually lies on the ground for any reason, people come from everywhere. Now I can remember this one day, and I looked around and there was just like pretty much nobody around, certainly no security. By the time I knelt down and lay down on the ground and did my first stretch, there were 3 very large security guys standing over the top of me. Very strange experience to look up and see these 3 big beefy blokes, and one of them says to me, "You alright, mate?" I go, "Yeah," and I'm in uniform. I'm very obviously work in one of the shops, and I've got my name tag on and all this kind of crap. And I go, "Yeah, look, don't panic and don't hit me. I'm just doing some back stretches, got a dodgy lower back, blah, blah, blah." And they go, "Yeah, alright, but not a real good idea to lie on the ground in here, mate." I thought, you're not kidding. I've never seen 3 guys come out of the woodwork so fast. So I kind of enjoyed that, but even when it rained, I didn't do my stretches in Crown Casino anymore. I just thought that was just a little bit too weird. So yeah, but mostly it didn't rain that much. It was summer, so I managed to get my stretches done on the grass. So when you talked about your Charlie horse and having to walk around, it just kind of reminded me of that story. So anyway, I hope that wasn't too boring, and I hope the job goes well for you. And as I said in the comments section, as far as employment and everything else goes, aim high. Enjoy what you're doing, but never sell yourself short. Whatever you do, when it comes to work, etc., all the rest of it, don't sell yourself short. Aim high. You are worthy, very worthy person. So you should be going for jobs and throwing yourself out there, and people should be appreciating who you are and what you do. Okay?